Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the incredible story of how a 2,500-year-old faith completely reinvented itself, building one of the most organized and successful Buddhist movements on the entire planet. So you have to ask, how do you do that? Well, this was the exact challenge facing Master Hsing Yun, the founder of Fo Guang Shan. He looked around and saw a tradition that was in serious danger of becoming, well, a museum piece, totally out of touch with modern life. I mean, he put it pretty bluntly. He said Buddhism had become all about rituals for the dead instead of being a guide for the living. It was losing its energy, its connection to the very people it was supposed to serve. He knew something big, something radical had to change. Okay, let's dive into exactly how he did it. So here's the game plan. We're going to walk through Master Hsing Yun's 5-part strategy. We'll start with the core philosophy that changed everything, then look at the culture he built, why education was so critical, the genius management system he designed, and finally the secret cultural ingredient that really holds it all together. All right, first up, the foundational fix here wasn't just some small adjustment. Nope, it was a complete 180 on what Buddhism's purpose even was. It all started with this powerful idea that brought the practice right out of the remote mountains and into the bustling cities. And that idea was called Humanistic Buddhism. It's a simple but profound concept. Let's make Buddhism about this world, right now. The goal was to make it practical, accessible, and focused on improving people's actual lives, their families, their communities, not just some distant reward in the afterlife. And wow, when you see it side by side like this, you really get how huge this shift was. It was a move away from this inward-looking, retreat from the world kind of faith, practiced by monks and faraway monasteries, and it became this outward-looking, socially engaged movement that was for everybody, no matter who you were or where you lived. Okay, so you've got this new, revolutionary philosophy. What's next? Well, the next piece of the puzzle was to build a really powerful, shared culture that could bring everyone together. Monks, nuns, regular folks, all marching to the beat of the same drum. And these 4 priorities became the absolute bedrock of that culture. Look at them. They're all about putting something larger than yourself first. This wasn't just a suggestion. It was a way to systematically train people to think we before me, creating this deep sense of selfless contribution to the bigger picture. And then came this phrase, just 5 words, but it captured the entire spirit of the culture. Buddhism depends on me. This totally flipped the script. Instead of just passively receiving teachings, people were told, hey, you are responsible for this tradition. It turned them from followers into active builders of their community. Now, Master Hsing Yun was absolutely convinced of one thing. If you want to build an organization that lasts, you have to build up the people inside it first. And for him, the #1 tool for doing that? Education. Always education. And he wasn't just paying lip service to the idea. Get this, when the main monastery was founded back in 1967, the very first thing they built was not some fancy shrine hall or a giant statue. It was a college. That single move tells you everything you need to know about their priorities. From day one, it was all about investing in people. And you can see on this timeline, this focus on education wasn't just a one-time thing. It was a systematic, long-term plan. They started with one college, then built out this whole academic system, and eventually expanded it into a global network. They basically created a nonstop engine for training new leaders and spreading their mission worldwide. But, a great mission and really smart people aren't always enough. Without a solid structure, things can fall apart. Master Hsing Yun had seen it happen before, organizations that just collapse after their charismatic founder is gone. So his solution was to build a modern management system that could last. The core idea was leadership by system, not by person. It's brilliant, right? He set up a central committee to be the top governing body. The rule was you follow the system, the Dharma, the teachings, not the personal opinions of any one leader. The entire organization was designed around teamwork, which made it resilient and not dependent on any single star player. So just how detailed are we talking here? Well, that number, 945, that's how many individual rules and regulations are written down in their official handbook. It covers the whole shebang, from high-level financial stuff all the way down to the nitty-gritty of daily conduct. And you might think, wow, that's a lot of rules. But it wasn't about control. The whole point was to create an organization that was stable, fair, and could grow without falling apart. This system ensures the mission can continue for generations, long after the founder is gone, and that they can expand all over the world with a consistent, harmonious approach. Okay, so we've got the mission, the culture, the education, and the system. But there's one more thing, a kind of cultural secret sauce that really holds the whole community together. It's an idea about leadership that pretty much turns the traditional top-down model on its head. And this is it. It's a truly beautiful concept. 3 parts master-disciple, 7 parts Dharma friends. What that means is, yeah, you respect your teacher, of course, but the relationship is mostly about being friends on the same journey. It just flattens the whole hierarchy and creates this amazing culture of equality, shared learning, and open communication. And this quote from Master Hsing Yun just sums it up perfectly. He says he doesn't think of his students as his. They belong to something bigger, to Buddhism. He saw them as his friends, and he genuinely hoped they would go on to achieve even more than he did. I mean, that is the definition of empowering people. So, what's the big takeaway from all this? Honestly, it doesn't matter if you're building a church, a nonprofit, or a tech startup. The story of Fo Guang Shan gives us a powerful blueprint for building any kind of community that's built to last. At the end of the day, it really boils down to these core ideas. You have to start with a mission that's all about serving people. Then you invest like crazy in training your team. You build systems that are bigger than any one person. You create a culture of respect and shared goals. And finally, you give everyone the power to take ownership of the mission. And that kind of leaves us with one final question to think about. What really makes a community strong? Is it a charismatic leader, a powerful idea, or a really well-designed system? The Fo Guang Shan story seems to suggest that maybe the answer isn't choosing just one, but understanding how all 3 have to work together perfectly. Thanks for watching.